With boazons, keeping enemies at bay is crucial for survivability, and there's an item in the game that not only can do just that, but it has the potential to roll with amazing mods or stats that you would want on endgame gear, and it's also relatively cheap and easy to obtain. Today, we're going to be discussing hit power gloves, as far as what could potentially roll on the gloves, the Horadric cube recipe you'd use to be able to craft them, the important information when it comes to your character level as far as being able to either shop or gamble for the base item, and much more. And we're going to wrap it all up with being able to craft some hit power gloves for ourselves in hopes of being able to get something GG to roll. What inspired me to make this video was when I was working on my basic beginner's guide to the Horadric cube recipes that you should be using from normal all the way through endgame, and I needed a decent pair to be able to show on screen of what could potentially roll. I ended up off screen making a decent pair of 220 hit power gloves, so I wanted to be able to make a dedicated video with even more chances of hopefully getting something really GG to be able to roll. All the information I'm going to be discussing in this video are going to be coming from crafting guides, for which if you want to go ahead and check them out, there's going to be links down in the description below for you to be able to click on to be able to get additional information on top of everything we're going to be discussing today. Before we get into the video, let's do the comment shout out, and today's is going to be Christopher Leslie, whom enjoyed the Act 2 Mercenary soloing Ubers video. I appreciate the support. More similar testings coming soon. Let's get into the video. What are hit power gloves? They are a pair of crafted gloves used within the Horadric cube to be able to transmute with a guarantee to roll with, knockback, chance to cast level 4 Frost Nova when struck, and attacker takes damage of between 3 to 7. However, that's not what they're limited to. They can also roll with many desired mods or stats, for which the more preferable ones, generally speaking, are up to +2 for either bow and crossbow skills, javelin and spear skills, passive and magic skills, and martial arts skills. Up to 20% IAS or increased attack speed, at least 1 resistance, but could have more, up to 30%, plus 10 to 15 to dexterity, and plus 10 to 15 to strength, to name a few. Now, as are desirable mods or stats that you would want to roll on these gloves, there are those that would be an unfortunate waste of a roll to make them both not very usable or even valuable at all. And those could include level 5 weaken charges, level 4 power strike charges, level 4 multiple shot charges, level 3 charge strike charges, and level 2 freezing arrow charges, to name a few. What is the crafting recipe? For hit power gloves, you need a pair of blue magic either chain gloves, heavy bracers, or van braces, along with an Ort rune, a perfect sapphire, and any jewel placed into the Horadric cube to be able to transmute into a random pair of crafted hit power gloves. For more crafting recipes, make sure to check out my video going over the best ones that you should be using from normal to endgame content. Chain gloves can be shopped from a vendor, as the character level used to shop them would make the item level of the gloves come out to be your character level plus 5, giving you the ability to target farm for specific item levels of your gloves to be able to get specific mods that you would want, and hopefully allow you to be able to avoid the ones that are less desirable for your builds. If you're trying to go for min-maxing the rolls of the gloves, this is where it can get a little bit tricky to understand, but I'll touch on it briefly. There are 2 important aspects to understand when crafting these gloves. The first is the affix level of the mods or stats that you desire. The highest affix level that could be desired would be affix level 59, being of the giant, for between 10 to 15 to strength. However, item level of 70 or less will have low odds of more lines of text to be able to roll, being 4 mods or stats at 20% and 3 mods or stats at 80%. So now we would need to consider the item level to be able to give the best odds of 100% chance for every glove to have the potential of max lines of mods or stats, that being between item level 71 and 73. Being in this range would also help to eliminate the higher charges that you'd not want to roll on the gloves, leaving a better chance for the gloves to roll more ideally and to be more valuable to your build. When it comes to shopping or gambling and then crafting the hit power gloves, it's best to use a character with a range of 69 to 71 to be able to max the potential for the mods or stats that you would desire, while simultaneously eliminating the charges that you wouldn't want. Now, in saying all that is more of the idea of a perfect scenario, but if you're like me, I'm going to be using a character that is well above that range and just hoping for the best, as I don't have any dedicated characters with the character level needed to be able to gamble or purchase at the specific level needed to be able to maximize the potential for these rolls. And again, I just covered the basics, but if you want a more thorough deep dive into the specific numbers or to better understand the calculations of everything, please make sure to check out the link to the crafting guides down below, as Quora put in a lot of effort to make such an amazing and thorough guide, and hopefully it'll help you to better understand the specifics when it comes to crafting and answer any questions you may have outside of what is going to be covered in this video. Now that we've discussed the basics of hit power gloves, let's go ahead and put it to the test in hopes that I can actually get a pair that I can use on a future boazon with 50 different chances to be able to get at least 1 GG roll. Let's go ahead and get started. Now for the highlights, these are the ones that I consider the best of the rolls, or at the very least, the ones worth mentioning. Unfortunately, nothing really GG rolled this time, but for 50 different rolls, what did roll was quite good and hopefully can indicate of what more crafting could potentially roll for you. Unfortunately, there was only one 220 to bow and crossbow skills, alongside the 220 javelin and spear skills that helped to inspire this video. But there were two that were close to rolling 220 with the 210 to javelin and spear skills, as well as one 120 to martial arts skills. However, there were a few plain 20 IAS rolls, and the remainder here are +2 to a specific skill tree. Good early alternatives for budget builds, or builds in need of a placeholder until something better comes around. 50 rolls is too few to get a true indication of how GG something can roll, as it's all based on RNG at the end of the day. But with more rolls, the odds of something better rolling will increase, hopefully giving you better rolls than I got in this video. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're able to learn something new about hip power gloves, and we're able to see if maybe crafting any of them would be beneficial for any one of your builds, and if not, at least just enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content and want to see more, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever a new video comes out.
Come on. Come on. Come on then. There you are. There you are.
And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by leaving a like. It really is appreciated to be able to help my channel to grow. And if you want to see more of my Diablo 2 Resurrected content, there's going to be a card in the corner up above that I suggest you go check out with a lot of videos already in the playlist, with even more coming in the very near future. Other than that, I hope you guys are staying safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.